Alright, so here comes a Formula E car. Listen for it. It's so strange. This is the second time this week that I've been graced with a lovely race suit, and that's because we are at Formula E for the last race of this season. And as I'm sure you've guessed, I'm in this because this weekend I'm driving a Formula E car. I'm still taking it on board, but I'm down here this evening for my seat fitting. Now, if you want to join me here, take a look at this cockpit. This is where I'll be tomorrow afternoon. Pretty tight and compact, and of course your arse is like this far from the floor. But I've just been going through with the guys from Formula E some stats on this car. Despite most of the weight is actually here. So this is where the battery pack is. Obviously, in a conventional Formula car, you've got engine here, but this is packed full of batteries. But despite that, this car still weighs only around 900 kilograms. And to put this into context, it's still around 300 brake horsepower, which apparently is 170 kilowatts. Now, this is all new to me. Obviously, this, I feel like some kind of pioneering kid in a sweet shop, trying all the latest stuff, because right now, I'm getting into the second gen of Formula E. God knows where this formula is going to be in the next few years. But it just feels a massive honor and a privilege for someone to stick me in a set of overalls, which are brand new and shiny, by the way. And stick me in one of these things for the first time ever. I mean, just look at it. It is basically a baby Formula One car. So to put this into context, someone's putting me in a Formula car, which is unbelievable. I feel like dancing around like a small child. This is me. This is going to be me for the next few hours on Saturday. I mean, check this out. A minute ago, I was just sort of sat here waiting to do this tape because that really loud compressor was on, which I'm sure you can all hear now. But this is to give you an idea of how light this car is. Move it with my arse. It's so lightweight. So 300 horsepower doesn't sound much, but when you put it into the context of this, the power to weight is high. So full carbon shell, everything on this thing is carbon fiber. Juicy weave here. And of course, what I'm really interested in is this instant torque. This is the Friday evening. Tomorrow morning, Saturday morning will be my first time in this car. And let's see how it goes. See you in a mo. Good morning from Battersea. It is race day and my first drive day. Thankfully, it's dry. First time in a Formula E car. The last thing we want is for me to go on track, spin it and bin it. Not a good time, but amazingly, it's basically been raining in England for 2 weeks. And today is a beautiful summer's day in London. You couldn't have written it. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, I've just donned the race overalls, had the debrief, checked out the car, and I've also just wandered the pits to get a feel of the vibe during a Formula E race. Very odd. It's very cool, but it's very strange because everything's really quiet. There's no loud engine noises, there's no need to wear ear defenders, anything like that. But it's very interesting. You can see that these cars are so fast. They are, I mean, even though they are electric, they do not hang around, man. Even exiting these pits, instant torque, they just poof, fly off. So we're now doing a small grid walk, which is quite interesting because in F1, this type of thing is completely locked down. I've just witnessed as well the drivers do a car change. Rather than doing a conventional pit stop, the drivers actually swap cars. Really, really cool. Anyway, I'm going to walk back up the pits now. It's time for me to get in the car shortly, so I'm going to go and have one more chat with the team about what all of the buttons do on the steering wheel, and then I'm going to go for my laps. See you in a mo. Well, this is crazy. The maddest thing about this experience is probably that I've grown up watching Formula One. This scenario right here happening, pit crew pushing you out,
Don't get me wrong, I know this isn't exactly F1, but it's Formula something. So for me, this is Formula awesome. It's so crazy. The strangest thing is that this noise that you may be able to hear, this is classed as the engine on. It's just like a sort of mild whir, really. Mad. This is mental. All good? Thanks. So I guess one sign of that is these cars are actually quite friendly to drive. I didn't get in this thing thinking, oh god. It goes well. And by god, the front end turning is pretty smashing. So back to the circuit. So it's there around the park. And there's plenty of sort of dodgy campers going on. Very, very tight, and you've got no option but to left foot brake around here, because there's no room for your feet to move anywhere other than where they are. This thing is pretty much molded to you. Fantastic experience. I've got one lap, and my next lap is my sort of back-in lap, as it were, pit lap. There's a lot of torque on this, a lot of instant torque. That's the first full lap. So much camber on this circuit. The cars party is driving all over the place. I mean, you need a lot of time in one of these things to really appreciate just, oh yeah, it's the power out of the corners, which is amazing. You just need more time in this thing, just to learn the circuit. I mean, considering we're in a park right now, it's bloody brilliant. I like to lock it up. I've done it again. Done it again. Never mind, I have to go down into neutral, and this is not my corner. It approaches you faster than you think, because it just appears out of nowhere really, but clearly that's not my corner. Before I joined the track, one of the guys in the team said you should probably spend a bit of time on the simulator. I know exactly what he's talking about now. At least we didn't put it in the barrier, that's the main thing. Someone was telling me a story earlier that Boris Johnson, our London mayor, went out in one of these cars. And he didn't want to get out of it. I know exactly how he feels. But from my point of view, it's because I need to know what the hell I'm doing and have a much better time in it. Wow. Great experience. Great experience. track blends into one. You wouldn't imagine that they'd be able to make something like this out of a park. So there you go, my very short but incredibly sweet first drive in a Formula E car. Overshot that corner twice. Oops. Yeah, I mean, amazing experience. The car's quite approachable. At higher speeds, it's fairly hardcore, but I tell you what, to try and jump into an F1 car and do that, totally different ball game. But yeah, wow, that was really cool. Really cool. Super exciting stuff, and I'm just glad I pretty much kept it out of the barrier. So all fantastic except for that corner twice, which just is not my corner. Yeah, no, just an unreal experience. It's you definitely want more laps to get into it and to get to learn that circuit. I'm actually amazed at how involving and complex they've made a park, really. So, for my take, you just need more time to learn that circuit. I missed the apex and went into the barrier almost on the second time. So, yeah, thankfully, this shiny nose is still shiny, but yeah, it's definitely an example that you can't just jump in these things and floor it. There is definitely, you know, a large element of respect in these things, but every other corner was great. Fantastic experience, and in terms of a look at the future of where motorsport's going, Formula Sports are going, it's very easy to look at these sports from a spectator point of view and think it's a bit boring because it doesn't sound great, and I fully appreciate that. When you're in the driver's seat, completely different ball game. This thing is a phenomenal piece of kit. I wasn't sure what to expect. The torque is instant. Out of corners, it's just, it sticks you right back in the seat and the whole thing goes. Rides incredibly flat. Obviously, you know, body roll isn't really a thing with these. Even compared to very fast road cars, this thing dials it up. It's brilliant. Fantastic experience. I think Tim, Mr. Shmee, is out on his lap now, and we're gonna go and watch him on TV. So check it out. How was that? Good?
That was insane.
Yeah, unbelievable,
okay.
Huh?
Like,
next level.
How do you even put this into words?
I don't know. I don't know. What I'm hoping is that on camera we've done an okay job of conveying how ridiculous it was.
I was trying to talk to the cameras in the car.
Yeah?
But it was more a narration of the race circuit, I think, in the end, because I didn't really know what to say about the whole experience.
When I went out, I left the pits thinking, all right, let's start talking about this. As soon as I was on the track, I shut up.
Yeah.
It was like this instant reaction. I was like, focus. And then as soon as I started talking, is when I went wrong and overshot that first corner.
Well, you see, I did have the advantage of having watched that on the camera, so I was like, I was waiting for that corner to arrive, fully like.
It's a really hard circuit to learn because
all the walls look the same.
All the walls are just sponsors, and you can't see through a corner to like plan for the next corner. So you come out of a corner blind, and unless you know it, like mapped in your head, you're like, what's next? Unbelievable.
Would you do it again?
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
I'd definitely do it again. It was a fantastic driving experience, and I'm really impressed with the coming out of corner, even slow corners.
The torque.
It just poof, flies you out, doesn't it? It's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, goodness me. Not going to forget that one in a hurry.
Hell no. Absolutely brilliant, man. It's cool. Alright guys, I'm finally out of my race suit and back into normal clothes, but I'm still coming down off an incredible experience. I'm not sure if you can tell by the grin on my face, but that thing impacted me. It was a phenomenal thing. Right now though, I'm in the incredibly privileged position of being on the grid before the flag drop. So we are now on the start-finish straight. Look at this, all the way back up here, and behind me, if I lift that up enough, you can see that is where the grid starts. So let's just go and have a quick look at what's going on here, and then after that I'm going to enjoy the race. As always, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Ciao!